All right. So thanks, guys. So what I want to do, you guys obviously see like my branding and a lot of my stuff, my videos, and then some of you got what you don't really see is a lot of the branding that I have over on my real estate company and all that other stuff. So somebody that's been with me doing branding for a while with me, my personal brand, business brand, and we also own an agency together. Um, is Dave. So Dave is the head of my creative team that helps like organize the team itself. So there's three full-time people on staff that help with everything you guys see, the daily videos, the vlogs, the Instagrams, the YouTubes, uh, all that stuff. So I want to guys introduce you guys to my team and that they can that how they help me. Um, Somebody says they're seeing us on YouTube but not Facebook. I guess YouTube it is then. But anyways, so I want to introduce you guys to Dave. Dave's gonna sit right here. Dave, sit right here. He's got a wrestling shirt on.
NWO for
But
life.
so Dave and I met a long time ago. How long have we? How long ago was it that we met?
Almost a decade.
Almost 10 years ago. So Dave and I met 10 years ago. Dave's brother and I used to own a couple things together.
Yeah, you guys had a nightlife company. Honestly, one of the first nightlife companies in Portland, Maine,
In
which
Portland,
is my hometown.
period. I mean,
Yeah.
in Maine.
Not
period.
Portland, Oregon. The
Yeah.
smaller but original Portland.
So
Just like to point that out.
his brother Ryan and I own that and a restaurant and a nightclub together in little Portland, Maine. But it was fun. It was a good time. Just too cold for me. But Dave, were you in college at the time?
I was finished with college. So I think the first job that I did for you and my brother was I was editing nightlife videos. So like party highlights. And it wasn't even a check. What we'd do is we would send SD cards back and forth from California to Maine.
Because that was the best way to.
It was fast. And you could send media mail or you could send, it was like $3 overnight. And then one time I got an SD card and in it was a crisp bill. It was $1 bill. And in Sharpie down the middle, it said one half first video on this side, second video on this side.
Paid him 50 cents a video.
I'm still here. Believe me, it works.
So let me kind of explain what the company was. And that's what a lot of people like. My background comes from I've created a lot of companies, obviously not all of them successful. But so this company was a nightlife company and it was called 207 Nightlife, which was the area code for the entire state of Maine. So what we would do back in the Facebook days when Facebook was real hot, we would go around, we would hire photographers, which are very cheap.
Shout out Tom Couture.
Yeah. To go to nightclubs and take pictures. If you guys are my age, I'm 35. So if you remember going to nightclubs, there used to be a professional photographer in the nightclub. Do they still do that?
I think they still do that. That's the only way you would get your picture on Facebook. And you were trying to get in every picture.
Yeah. I just dropped something.
No, it's just your workout bottle.
But anyways, so we would put photographers inside of the nightclub to take pictures, and the clubs loved it because it was free to them. All they had to do was give the photographer a drink tab, and then we would take the photos, we would brand them with ours, and then everybody that was at the club would have to go to our Facebook page, which is called 207 Nightlife, and then they would have to tag themselves in the photo in order for it to be part of the thing. And then your friends would tag you, I would tag, whatever it was. So it blew up. So we got so big that we started to do.
You guys hosted events, right?
Yeah, we started hosting our own events, and then other bigger venues like the Coliseums and the big music venues would pay us to advertise and talk about nights. Anyway, so that we did that, and then we fell into owning a restaurant / nightclub, all that stuff like that. But it was fun. So, anyways, so Dave started out after graduating. What'd you go to school for?
Film for this.
Yeah, so film. He went to school for film.
I'm one of those rare people that stuck with their degree and is still getting paid for it.
And where'd you go to school?
Santa Clara, California. Silicon Valley, like right in the middle between like Google, Facebook, Instagram. I went to school actually. One of my friends, Kate, is Kevin Systrom's sister. So the guy who founded Instagram, I was like friends with his sister. Had no idea at the time that her brother was cooking up IG.
That's
no
crazy.
idea.
IG was huge. Is huge. Still huge.
It's still huge. Yeah.
But so with that, so Dave and I met then, and he started editing videos for his brother and I. And then in 2018,
think it was 17 or 18. I think it was 18.
Well, let's fast forward to We Live.
All right, We Live 18, yeah,
So
October.
So I have the idea to have We Live out of a blue. Like I've never hosted an event, like never hosted a conference. Anyways, Dave comes down, he shoots the promo video, we launch.
So that was June. So June 11th, 2018. I fly down for the day. We shoot the video in part of a day. The next morning before my flight, I edit the whole thing. It's done. So I'm like, cool, here's your thing. I'm out. And at that time, we were just working as like project basis, because in my mind, I'm like, well, let me just get all the gigs, because I thought that's how I got rich. And it's not the way you get rich, by the way.
Yeah.
But it is a good way to show off your talent and your content. So I do the promo, and then Max is like, all right, well, I obviously need somebody to film the event. And but here was the crazy thing. You were on vacation, and before
I was in Puerto Rico, yeah.
When did you put the tickets on sale?
June 15th, the morning of June 15th.
That was like 4 days later.
Yeah.
Dang, you move fast.
Yeah. So we opened tickets for We Live 18 June 15th. We almost sell out that same day. I've never in my life thought anything like that would go, but it happened. So now after the event, I'm now asking Dave to come move to North Carolina.
Right.
He was like, we got to do. Well,
no. This is the interesting part. So then Max is like, so Matt and J-Rock and me were up all night editing, because we would edit like the highlight from the day before. So day one of We Live, edit the highlight, we show it. So anybody who attended has seen those highlights. So the last day, though, we did a different one, and we introduced the city. And you came up with, you didn't have the venue, but Max came up with the city, said, all right, we're going to do it in Dallas. So we had this cool cut of Max and the event. And then we just showed the city with some drone footage that we totally borrowed from YouTube. It was at the event. Doesn't matter. You're never going to find it. So we did that. And then we went down November. I remember it was right before Thanksgiving, to shoot the promo in Dallas. I convinced you to go to the hotel and buy some rooms and like go check it out. Massive space, by the way. This room was like 3 football fields. I remember we were having like foot races in there to see like how far it was. So we filmed that. We shot a couple drone shots, and then I'm on my way back from Dallas home I was living in Boston at the time. And I just had this I was like, like this gig thing isn't quite working. Like, what am I doing? So I had this like word vomit text to Max, and it was basically said, you have the money, I have the talent, let's start an agency. And you basically just said, yep, let's do it. Yeah. That's simple. If you ask for the thing, you're probably going to get it.
Now, you said you wanted to create an agency. And what do you mean by that? Because people are listening, they're like,
so an agency, at least in these regards, was I wanted a creative agency where we not only represented talent, but we worked with brands and we built brands. So right now we work with a big company that they basically make the flavors in a Powerade, in a Gatorade, in any sports drinks, in cocktails, a number of things, but they're B2B. So it's hard for people to see them. So that's a challenge we wanted to take on. But my idea with the agency was I want to represent athletes. Like, I always wanted to be an agent like that. But at the time, I didn't even know about Zeke or any of the bull riders. I was just like, I want to represent, I don't know, football, baseball, basketball. But the second part was, hey, I know how to shoot. We know how to do the full content model for the people we bring in, so we don't have to outsource. And that was really our way of having a big edge.
Yeah. And from wanting to create an agency, we created an agency, we started working. So that's what a lot of people, so outside of real estate, we have an agency where we work with large clients, and a side of that agency is a sports side. So you guys may have seen me at Western sports events, bull riding and stuff like that.
Couple rodeos.
So we have some of the biggest name talents in Western sports, and it's pretty cool. So we do that, and we've recently we just launched a deal with one of our writers, a lot of our writers, with one of the
Snapchat.
So we just have a deal with Snapchat now, 10 episode.
10 episodes for 5 minutes long. So basically you go into your Explore on Snap and the episode will pop up. You can tap in, and I'm not really sure how the format works yet. It's brand new, but we spent a majority of the first half of our trip in Mexico negotiating deals, actually getting him to sign a deal, because we got to understand the dynamic. I consider Max a client. Like, yeah, we're friends, but the way that our businesses are set up is we co-own the agency 50-50. And then I treat him as a client of the agency.
Yeah.
Because if I was his employee, like there's a cap, there's a ceiling. Like, that doesn't work. He doesn't want that for me. I don't want that for me. So it's just a lot easier. But I think a lot of people see how all of us work. We're all contractors. We all have our own businesses, and that's why we have so much autonomy.
Yeah.